بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We hope you're enjoying our programs. Since last Ramadan, with the help of Allah, the Islamic Education Trust and its supporters have, through the IET Media Productions, produced, aired and shared hundreds of high-quality videos on enlightenment about Islam to the Muslim community and the world at large. We have alhamdulillah been able to air topics to do with self-improvement, purification of the heart, spiritual growth, ethics, morality, family, parenting, marriage, child upbringing, issues surrounding self-improvement, financial literacy, better self-management, Islamic jurisprudence, and responses to common questions asked about Islam by Muslims, by non-Muslims, and also responding to Islamophobia and those who have a fear about Islam. For this work to continue and for it to be sustained, we need your support. If it is to become a sadaqatun jariyah, we would need all you can do to help us ensure that this good work continues to benefit humanity. As Allah says in the Quran, in tansurullah yansurukum wa yuthabbit aqdamakum. If you help Allah, Allah will help you and He will make firm your steps.
إن تنصروا الله ينصركم ويثبت أقدامكم.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Viewers, we are back. And if you remember, if you have not forgotten rather, we are talking on child's rights in Islam. And before we went on break, we were asking about the spiritual protection that a child should enjoy from his parents. And we went on break. And Madam Amarim, we now continue about the spiritual protection a child is supposed to enjoy from his parents.
Okay, as I was saying earlier, there is a verse of the Holy Quran that supported that. It says, يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا وقودها الناس والحجارة عليها الملائكة غلاظ شداد لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون. That all you who believe, protect yourselves and your families from a fire whose fuel is people and stone. Protect yourself. If you may ask, how should a parent protect his family? You simply put, to amr bil ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar, instructing them to do what is expected of them and commanding them to stop whatever they feel that it is wrong. But this can only be done when parents have time and idea for the children. You don't distance yourself too far from the children. You'll be there to command them, to observe them, to monitor them, to see what they are doing. Wherever they are wrong, you check them. When you will not be there, be sure you engage them to do what is right. Like the recitation of the Holy Quran, either at home or in the Islamic school. Like engaging them in other smaller skills. Because the child of nowadays, if you didn't engage them, they will engage themselves.
Sure.
They will surely engage themselves. So engage them to do what is expected. And this has to be done, start that at their tender age. And that is why it is good for parents to be close to their children. If you're not close to them at the tender age to correct them to do what is expected of them, by the time they grow up, they will become stiff. And once they become stiff, you can no longer bend them.
Well, thank you very much, Madam Amarim. Now, of what advantage are the children to the parents? Every family, every couple would want to have a child, at least in the family. So, what advantage is the child to its parents or to their parents?
So, it is needless to say that our children are a source of joy to our life, a source of pride. But to some extent, if you look at it, some of them are a source of distress and discomfort to the family. This depends on how the family handle the tarbiyah of the children. If you take it as a laissez-faire attitude, then you get what you want at the end of the day. But if you hold it, make it mandatory, make it an obligatory on you that it is my right to ensure that these children are guided, you get the best out of them and you be proud of them as a parent. So it is a two-way sword. If you do the right thing, you get the best out of them. But if you don't have time for them and you show a laissez-faire attitude to their training, you get the other side of it. May Allah forbid. May Allah forbid. And this is in line with the hadith that is narrated by Abu Huraira, that's radiallahu anhu, that every child is born on fitra. It is the parents that makes them what they are, or either a Christian, a Jew, or a magician. So it is what you are that your children become at the end of the day. And it is equally in line with the verse of the Holy Quran that said, "Oh Lord, bless us with wives and children who may be the comfort of our eye." Comfort of the eye means successful children, and that is the pride of every parent, and that is the prayer of every righteous parent, to get children that will be the comfort of their eye. But it cannot be gotten within the platter of the gold. You have to work for it. If you work for it and seek for Allah's intervention, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you with children that will be the comfort of your eye. If I may tell you the source of this prayer, before now, during the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you find out that if a father has embraced Islam, you find the wife, unfortunately, not embracing Islam. If a child who is a youth have embraced Islam, you find that the parents have not embraced Islam, or some of the spouses and siblings have not embraced Islam. So these parents or these youths that see the light of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and embrace Islam, they become very much engraved with their relative that have not become Islam. So they pray, رَبَّنَا هَبْ لَنَا مِنْ أَزْوَاجِنَا وَذُرِّيَّتِنَا قُرَّةَ عَيْنٍ وَجَعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا.
We are still talking about advantage of the children to their parents, and it's like still talking about reciprocity, that if you do them well, they will definitely do well to you by the time you grow older. Now, can we have an example, of behaviors of our parents which is likely to be negative to the growth of the child?
Yes, we can have.
I'm asking this question because, a lot of parents, maintain a kind of misbehavior, probably ignorantly, not knowing that in the future it is going to affect their children, to the extent that what they are expecting from their children at starting stage in life, they might not get it.
Okay. You see, a good example here is the example of, I'm sorry, I continue repeating mothers. Mothers seems to be have upper hand in the tarbiyah of the children. A mother who has female children, but employ a nanny at home to do the cooking, the laundry work, and the sweeping of the house, and send the children to school. They go to primary school or secondary school, Monday to Friday. They go for Hadda, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They don't have time to stay at home to assist in any house chores. I'm very sorry. Once they marry, you have problem. Because if they marry, their husband will need them to do the cooking and to do the house chores. But they may not be able to do it because they have not been trained by a parent at home. And the husband is not going to benefit from the hadda she has done. I mean to say it is not what he's going to eat. If a woman don't know how to cook, however good fluent she is in the recitation of the Quran, there is problem. I'm not saying they shouldn't go for Hadda, but I'm saying they should strike a balance between the Hadda they go to and the house choice they do at home. And in the Islamia schools, there should be branches in the Islamia schools, section in the Islamia school for catering services for the children. So that while they're in the Islamia, whatever they abstain themselves from home, there should be a space for it to be covered in the school. So that we don't tend to lose anything. Of what point will it be after a girl has graduated, have become Hafiz al-Quran, and she doesn't have a husband to marry at the end of the day? Of what benefit would that be?
And the thing is, she might even have the husband to marry her.
Yes.
But after the marriage, you start receiving a lot of complaints.
Complaints!
Especially that has to do with the issue of the house chores.
Because she's not up to date. Because she doesn't fit in. She doesn't even know how to sit down with her husband to discuss. Know the ways she's supposed to speak to her husband. Because all she does is the recitation of the Quran. The recitation of the Quran has its own position. The law you're supposed to exhibit at home has its own position. Your cooking is an area of specialization that should be done by you to your husband. In fact, that is what will entice you to your husband. Should you allow your husband, after marriage, that your husband should be going out to go and buy food in the cafeteria while you are a wife at home?
Yes.
It's not befitting.
Well, thank you very much, viewers. We discussed this particular issue. We discussed what had to do with the advantage of the children to their parents, and we narrowed it down to the issue, especially the female children who didn't have time, who were not allowed to take part, of the work done within the family, that is the house chores, which, as a woman, any girl, any female child is a potential wife and a potential mother, and therefore she has to start learning, or she has to be taught those rudiments while she's still with her parents. Otherwise, by the time she grows up to be a wife, there is going to be a problem. And I'm sure we have a lot of those experiences now. We only pray that mothers especially will take this last part of our discussion as a lesson and ensure that their female children are well brought up, right from the Islamic point of view of going to Islamia, reciting the Quran, becoming Hafiza, and then taking care of the home, because that is her base. This is where we have to stop, and we will come back next week with another interesting topic on the child's rights. This now.